Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. This is Ananda. On behalf of the contest co-chairs and our chief judge, Hans, we would like to welcome you today to the second module of the 2024 speech and evaluation contest. Just to give a brief recapitulation, January, we are into the 11th of January, we are getting into the second week. And January is the one where we will be having the club contest. They will be going a little bit into the early February. The area contest follow that. The club contest is followed by the area contest in February and March, which will be 2 weeks before the next level, which is the division contest. The division contest will be in March, April. That will be before April 11th. And 1 month before the District 57 contest, which will be on May 11th. Another reminder that the area and the division contest must be held online, while the club contest can be in person, online, or hybrid. And we have covered most of it in Module 1 in December, 13th December. Couple of reminders. Clubs at the club level, they don't have to hold any contest. They can just nominate whoever they want to nominate to the next level, to the area contest level. They can nominate somebody to be a speaker or a evaluator. And only one speaker and one evaluator can represent a club.
Ananda, do you want to hold questions to the end or do you ask questions as we see them?
What's the date?
I had a question. They can't just nominate anybody. They still have to meet if they're an international speech contestant, they still have to have pathways level 1 and 2 and be.
Of course, they will have to fulfill all that.
Okay, thanks.
They will have to fulfill all that. They are the basic requirements. You have to fulfill the level 1 and 2. You have to fulfill. You are not violating those TM Toastmaster requirement. You cannot violate them, but still you can nominate one speaker and one evaluator go to the area level without having a in-person or in-club contest. Moving on, please. A contestant can compete at multiple clubs, but they can only compete at one area contest. Contestants can be volunteers at other club contests, but they cannot do it beyond the club level. The area directors are allowed to judge at club contests. And the last one, guest speakers must be Toastmasters members. For those of you who have some questions, we will allow Q&A session at the end, but in between also, we'll have a provision to post the question in the chat. So we will try our best to answer them. Today, module 1 of this session of this training was held on December 10th and December 13th. And the December 13th recording is available. You can click here. The module 2 is today, January 11th. Module 3 will be January 22nd, again same time, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Module 4 will be February 5th, same time. And the module 5, which is a bonus session, will be on February 8th to cover any Q&A sessions, any queries. Today is the module 2. So what we will be covering is the flow of the contest, and we will provide you with some tech host tips, some tips, not details. We will provide you with some general guidance on the contest flow, the functions of the tech host and the co-host, and the reporting time of the contest functionaries. For the module 3, which will be on January 22nd, you can still register. And in that January 22nd session, we will be covering the logistics of the judging process. That is itself is a very big topic. how the judging process is done, including the contest console and the Google Forms. That will be covered on in the Module 3, January 22nd. We will provide some tips for effective judging, how the tie-breaking judge works, the process of collecting ballots, the process of counting ballots, the judge's briefing and certification of the process, and the contestants' briefing and certification. Moving on. The fourth module will be on February 5th. We will have a detailed contest script which we will provide. We will provide you with some pockets of communication, all the quarantine process, the ballot counting process, some schedules of briefings, how to do a dry run, and how do you maintain the anonymity of the judges and the test speaker. The bonus session will be on February 8th, 3 days after the fourth session. This is a bonus session. Anything we have missed, any Q&A sessions, any last minute suggestions, we will include there. February 8th. And as I said, any topic not covered and any questions the audience may have. Let's move on to the speech contest flow. The main why we are here today, the speech contest flow. To begin, the sergeant at arms calls the contest to order, just like any other meeting we have at the club level. But the sergeant at arms introduces the tech host. The tech host comes in and with the meeting rules. After that, the tech host introduces the contest chair. The contest chair comes in, welcomes the guests, and more important, welcomes individually by name the dignitaries present in that meeting. And then the contest chair introduces the Contest Toastmaster. The Contest Toastmaster takes over, starts with an opening remarks, and announces the contestant speaking order, which has been predetermined before the meeting starts. That has been done. So first, second, third, fourth, whoever they are. Then the contest TM requests the judge for the judge's contestants briefing and the eligibility of the contestants. And the chief judge has to say yes or no. The contest begins in the speaking order, which was predetermined before the meeting. And after each speaker has spoken, the contest TM requests for 1 minute of silence to enable the judges to complete their ballots. Moving on. We continue with the Contest Toastmaster. Once all the speeches have been delivered, all the speakers have given the speeches, the Contest Toastmaster asks for some time, unlimited time, which provides the judges the opportunity to complete and submit their ballots. And in this time, the tech host moves the ballot counters and the chief judge to a breakout room. I'm sorry for the typo. The Contest Toastmaster now interviews each of the contestants individually, and approximately 1.5 minutes per contestant, approximately. At the end, the Contest Toastmaster gives control back to the contest chair. After he or she receives a message from the chief judge that the ballots have been collected and counted. The contest chair comes in. He or she says thanks to the contestants, all the volunteers who give their time and energy, the sergeant at arms, the contest toastmaster, the timers, the tech host, chief judge, and the ballot counters. The contest chair also thanks the judges without naming them. And this is the opportunity for the tech host to take some photographs. The contest chair continues and confirms for any disqualifications from the chief judge. So only a number is to be provided, not any names, if any. If anybody disqualified, gives the number, not the name. Announces the awards in a reverse order. The second runner-up, first runner-up, and the main winner. And this is the opportunity again for the tech host to take photos of all the winners as the names are announced, and then all the winners in a group. And then the contest chair concludes the contest. Let's move on. We have a chat. We'll come to that question later, please. Let's move on to the second one, the evaluation contest, the flow in there. Again, the Sergeant Ram calls to order, introduces the tech host. The tech host starts with the meeting rules and introduces the contest chair. The contest chair welcomes the dignitaries and again the guests and the dignitaries by name who are attending that meeting and introduces the contest toastmaster. The contest toastmaster starts with the opening remarks, announces the speaking order of the contestants, again, which has been predetermined before the meeting, asks the chief judge for the judges and contestant briefing and eligibility. Have the contestants been briefed and are they eligible? Yes or no? The chief judge confirms that yes, all of them have been briefed and all are eligible. At that moment, the test speaker is introduced by name and the topic of the speech. The test speaker delivers a 5 to 7 minute speech. The contest toastmaster thanks the test speaker. Following that, the tech host moves the contestants and a sergeant-at-arms to the breakout room and confirms this, that all of the contestants and the sergeant-at-arms have been moved to a breakout room. Once the contestants and the sergeant-at-arms are in the breakout room, the contest toastmaster for about 5 minutes interviews the test speaker. 5 minutes, around 5 minutes. Following that, the contestants are getting 5 minutes to write whatever they want to speak about in the breakout room. 5 minutes they're getting, each of them. The tech host allows contestants 1 into the main room. The contest toastmaster introduces the contestant 1 just by name. Contestant 1 delivers his or her evaluation. The contest toastmaster requests the timer for 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. After this, the above 3 steps are repeated for each of the contestants, each of them. The above 3 processes. After all the contestants have delivered their evaluations, the contest toastmasters provide some extra time to the judges to complete and submit their ballots. The chief judge confirms that all ballots have been collected. Following that, the tech host moves the chief judge and the ballot counters to the breakout room. Moving forward, the contest Toastmaster now interviews each of the contestants and at the same time wait for a message from the chief judge that all the ballots have been counted. The interviews of the contestants are ended now, and the contest Toastmaster now invites the contest chair or announces a 10-minute break if the next contest follows. I'll come to this in the next slide. 10-minute break thing. The contest chair thanks the contestants, the test speaker, the volunteers, sergeant at arms, contest Toastmaster, timers, tech host, ballot counters, and the chief judge, and also the judges without naming them. This is the opportunity for the tech host to take some photographs. The contest chair now confirms for any disqualification which he or she might get received from the chief judge. If there is a disqualification, only the number is to be provided, not any name, just a number. Again, the awards are now announced in the reverse order. Second runner-up, first runner-up, and the winner. And again, the tech host takes photos of the winners as they are announced, and then all of them in a group. The contest is concluded then. Let's move away. We are done with the speech contest, the flow of the speech contest, and the flow of the evaluation contest. Just a reminder, the international speech contest and the evaluation contest are two separate events. They're not the same event. However, they can be held on the same day, just one after the other. As I said, that the 10-minute break is given so that you can move from one contest to the other contest with the break in between. They can be staffed differently or with the same folks, same volunteers can serve both, same volunteers. However, when both the contests are done back to back, one following the other, the recognition, the photos, and the awards can be given when everything is done, when both the events are completed. When back to back, when it's happening, everything is on the same day, one after the other. There's something called dual area contest, where area one's example, contestants from one area and the contestants from a second area, they can join forces and give their speeches and their evaluations. The advantage of this is that the turnaround is better. And as I said, you need the same folks, same sergeant at arms, same judges. You need the same timers, the same ballot counters. They can serve both the events. And you need one test speaker to cover both the events. One test speaker. Let's move on to something about the tech host. What is the role of the tech host? Calls the meeting to order. Calls to order after break. Takes the photos. Manages the waiting room. Is responsible for setting up the breakout rooms. The tech host can mute on and mute off all the video and audio. The tech host can spotlight the speakers, the chair, the Toastmasters, and all speakers at the end of their speeches. Sometimes there are occasions where somebody's joining as a speaker from his home or as an evaluator, and that might be technical problems. I have seen that. I've seen that. Because of some Wi-Fi connection problem, Wi-Fi problem, weather problem, whatever that is. It is a tech host who gets in touch with those speaker and the evaluators, to fix it or do whatever is to be done. The tech host is responsible for feeding ballots to judges. Sometimes the ballots go missing. The tech host is responsible for them. And the tech host is responsible for setting up the text message circle to hand issues in the background. The text host is always working in the background, and the tech host also has to set up some co-host. There is a YouTube masterclass. The link is here. I won't go there. And it is, I think, 15-20 minutes YouTube presentation on the tech host, role of the tech host. And it has been hosted by District 57. The link is there. And we will be sharing this with you. We will be sharing this presentation with you. Something which is highly recommended, and please don't take it lightly. Please don't. You all must do a dry run, at least one proper dry run. Proper dry run, not half dry run, proper dry run. This is highly recommended because you don't know. The reporting time for functionaries, we suggest when the dry run has been taken care of and all the speakers, all the evaluators, you have evaluated their Wi-Fi and their signals and the background colors and all those audio, video, everything has been taken care of. So the reporting time, they can show up at about 30 minutes prior to meeting time. That's ideal for any last minute checks. And don't forget Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. That has to go wrong. Anything, you cannot control that. We provide here some additional resources. We have given this before, but we are giving it again. The D57 website has a special section for the speech and evaluation contest. The links are here. The confirmed dates for the area division contest, they are also in a sort of a Excel sheet. The links are there. If you have not done so, you can set up your dates and the times of your contest in the third link. And the fourth link, you can provide your contest chair contact information, the Zoom link, the registration method link, or a request a District 57 generated Zoom link. So all of those links are there. You just have to take advantage of them. They're there. And again, this is the Bible. You must read it cover to cover at least once, because some of the things have changed from the year before. So please, this is the Bible. The link is there. There is another book which has come out a couple of months ago, or weeks ago, a month ago, on the best practices for online and hybrid speech contest. It's a PDF. The link is here. Please go through it. Now, we open the floor to any questions. We will try our best, and I hope Hans is here. Thank you. I'll stop sharing.
Hey, Ananda, this is Abhishek. I have a question.
Sure.
So, one of the slide in the beginning, I saw that the recommended period of having contest, like for example, if club contest should happen 2 weeks before area contests and things like that. Is that a recommendation or a requirement?
I think that's I think Hans is here. Hans is here. Hans, can you?
It's a recommendation.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
Can,
Yeah, I'm glad.
and I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, and Hans, I think good you are here because it's the question is particular to the Speakers Forum Club because your contest is gonna be just 5 days before area contest.
Right.
And there is reason because it's you meet monthly, so that's what I was trying to clarify. That 2 weeks, is it mandatory or it's just an recommendation?
It's just a recommendation. There is no official amount of time in the rule book. So clubs are simply encouraged to submit those names, the winner names, as soon as they can.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Like preferably on the same night as the contest.
Yeah, one of the reasons that's for is back in the days when we used to print programs for the contests, and it gets some lead time.
Abhishek, I think because once the contestants move from the club level to the area level, they should get at least 2 weeks to practice, right? Because they are getting their competition will be getting more tougher. So they should give at least, you cannot give them 5 days, you should give them adequate time.
Right. Yep. But in case of special use cases, we can let that happen. So should be fine.
Yeah. Any other questions, please?
Hi there, my name is Mariana. I had volunteered to be a toast timer, but this is my first time doing that, and I'm a bit confused of when I need to do that. What date is that? You said 11, so sometime in February?
You mean the module?
I'm sorry?
The module?
When is the area contest?
Area contest generally start from the mid-February timeframe. I think the first area contest is on February 15th, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And your question is to be trained as a timer when you should attend. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I've done the timer role many times in my club, but now I volunteered to do the timer role in one of these contests. So am I to receive an email with confirmation that I got the role?
I would recommend that you attend the 22nd. That's when the chief judge will be speaking to us about, how to manage the judging process, and the timer will play a role in that, in addition to other things. But so it's better that you attend the 22nd of January presentation.
Okay. 22nd of January. Okay. Thank you.
Ravina, you have a question?
Mariana, this is Karen Bouvier from the Fountain Grove Club. I think you need to talk to the president or VPE of your club and find out when your specific area contest is. I think that's the question you're asking, about the date for your specific area contest, and they can help you out with that. And also on the D57 website, on the calendar, if you know which area you're in, you can find the date of that contest.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Do you know the name of your club?
Yes, Microcentry.
Microcentry. Oh,
Yeah.
under Microcentry. All right, let me look it up.
Ravina?
Yeah, thank you, Ananda. That was a really nice training. My question is, my area is an interesting aspect right now. We started off with 5 clubs, and we just have a new club that came on board, officially came on board, chartered in October, but they are still starting up the process of being Toastmasters. Now, my chief judge would like to have judges from each club, and we cannot have a judge from the sixth club. So from the judging perspective, would you recommend that we not do the, judge from each club, but go out of the area and get a mixture of judges? Or is there any leeway with it being such a new club? Because I know new clubs can send contestants without, they don't have that level 2 requirement, but is there any other leeway that's given for areas that have new clubs, brand new clubs, just before a contest? Have I stumped everybody? That's good. Hans,
I would say
silent.
I would say that if we're talking about Fremont Police Department, they can send a judge. I mean, because
They won't know the process at all, Jeff. They haven't even started with their icebreaker, even the first speech. They don't even know.
okay, are we talking about RAT then?
No, I'm talking about COF, because if my chief judge gets one judge from all the clubs, we have that COF that cannot send a judge.
Yeah, but that shouldn't matter, I think, because you only need 5 judges minimum.
I thought when we have judges from an area, that all the clubs need to be represented with a judge.
Pravina, is that new club going to send contestants? Do you know?
I don't think so. No.
Then you don't have to have a judge from that club.
Okay, so it's only the
Only the clubs that are participating.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, Anne Marie.
Yes, I was very interested about the role of the contest chair vis-a-vis the Toastmaster. Because depending on where you go, I'm from another district. I've just landed in your district and I'm just getting used to the culture. The Toastmaster of the day seems to do most of the talking. Now, I would imagine the contest chair being the chair, and I'm a little bit confused about the differentiation and the marks, you know, how you go about. I know you've given a script, but a lot of what the Toastmaster is doing, I would imagine a contest chair being the chair would have done that. And it's different in other districts. So that's something I want to just ask about, the flexibility on that.
I'll try to answer a little bit what my knowledge is, what I understand. See, the contest chair is organizing everything behind the scene.
I think
Contest chair is bringing it together. And the contest Toastmaster has the major role on the day of the contest. But the contest chair is the one who has brought it together, right? I think Venkat or Jeff or anybody can.
I can speak to that. Technically, Contest Toastmaster is not at all required. Everything has to be done by contest chair. But the contest chair is usually overwhelmed with organizing everything. So it is highly recommended that you delegate the responsibility just on the day of the contest to another individual termed Contest Toastmaster. And you don't have to. If you are a contest chair, you want to do it everything by yourself, you are at liberty to do that. It's not recommended because you have many things that will happen. Okay, I want to jump the gun a little bit here. On module 4, which is going to happen on February 5th, I'll be speaking about nitty-gritty details of the contest flow. Today, it was more of an overview, and you will understand that contest chair may have to do something in parallel with the contest. When it's going on, things don't work well. Contest chair is really responsible for the integrity of the contest. So your attention should not be diverted into taking care of problems and putting on the show for everybody. That's the real reason why we want to invent Contest Toastmaster.
Speaking from personal experience, your Toastmaster is pretty much the upfront person, and as the contest chair from my area contest that year, I needed the Toastmaster to be separate from me because I was going back and forth between various judges and the judging room because stuff started going wrong. So delegating, you can be contest chair and Toastmaster, but if something happens, then you're leaving a dead podium while you're figuring things out. So better to have someone to occupy people's time while you're there.
Audience need to be entertained.
Yes.
You know, one of the things is where the Toastmaster interviews the test speaker and the contestants, and that itself is quite a bit of energy, quite a bit of involvement. And if the contest chair has to do it, then and running about where everything is in the perfect place, things can break down. Things can break down.
Thank you. That explains the rationale behind it. I knew there was a reason. I just couldn't work it out because it's different in other districts. But thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Anne Marie, this is Hans again. Since you're an area director, the area directors often serve as the contest chair, but they are not required to. So if you can find someone to do it, that will take a burden off your shoulders. Otherwise,
sorry.
Go ahead.
That comes to my second question. How do you go about recruiting? Because obviously you need somebody of the level of competence. Now, I've just arrived in the district. I know nobody.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know who's a good contester, who's a good judge. I have no idea. So I've put a team
in that case, you can actually bring in someone from your district who you're friends with, because it can be from any district. Or you could talk to your division director and they could help you. They should be able to help you find someone. But yeah, I understand your situation. I mean, you're new, and we'll do everything we can to try to help you. But as Ananda said, the role between the contest chair and the Toastmaster, it is completely different. And it's a good idea to have both because it's a lot of work. The contest chair is doing all the recruiting. They're trying to find a test speaker. They're trying to send all the invitations. They're trying to, send all the emails. But then they introduce the Toastmaster, and that person controls the actual meeting.
Thank you.
And as Venkat said, we have scripts for both roles. Okay, so the script will, it starts with a contest chair, and then they introduce the Toastmaster, and that script will have everything written out.
That script is coming in module 4. I mean, to Hans's point, if you take that to like heart, you have 3 entities really: area director, contest chair, contest Toastmaster. They can all be different people. They don't have to be. They can all be different people. Normally, the area director will be the contest chair to make things simpler. But if you are too overwhelmed with it, you can recruit a contest chair who can then recruit the contest Toastmaster. So you have 3 people doing it. It's all part of the plan. You can decide any way you like.
It's Carrie. I have a question about the area level contest. Is the area level contest much different from the contest? I mean, the club level contest in terms of the scripts and who says what and who does what?
I would say area level contest is controlled by the requirements from Toastmaster. Club level contests are also controlled by it, but clubs have different aspects to it. And you may recall, if you haven't seen it, go back and see the module 1 video. There was a spreadsheet given there with requirements as to how different contests are to be staffed. So club level contests generally have freedom or flexibility in how many judges will be there and then so on and so forth. The area level contests have requirements. Club level contests, if possible, that kind of stuff. So it's not the same, but it's the same in way. All the roles are applicable to club and the area level contest. Only there are additional requirements like in an area contest, all the judges, either you have to have a certain number of judges so you don't have to worry about it, or you must have a representation equally from all the contesting clubs. There is no such thing in the club contest. There are differences.
Okay, thank you.
Jeff, you had something?
I do. So I've got a weird situation where one of my area directors may not be able to run their contest, and I'm arranging their contest setup for them. Is there any reason why I cannot do contest chair for both a division and an area contest? So I'm good to do both?
You are okay to do both.
Wait,
Okay.
say that again. You're both on the same night?
I'm running the division contest in April, but one of my area directors may not be available to run a contest. Can I run that contest as well as the division?
Are you well? Yeah, on separate nights, right?
Yes, obviously. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's nothing that says I
So,
can't.
so are you saying can you personally run it as
Yes.
a contest chair?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Thanks.
It's a lot of work, but
Well,
which division is this?
Division A and the Area A1 contest.
Okay, so they're just not going to be available?
I don't know.
They've left? Okay.
Is there a way that you could combine that area with another area so that they could do it at the same time and have one person being the chair? Well, I guess they couldn't do the chair, but they could maybe make it easier.
That's a possibility. I mean, basically, I have a date set for the contest, which is to accommodate one East Coast club in there, and it's different from the other contest dates. And I'm meeting with my team later this week, actually technically tonight and tomorrow, but I'll have actual numbers. And right now, on paper, we're doing it a different day. So I just want to make sure I didn't want to run a contest for the area and then suddenly have people disqualified because I was also running the division contest. That's all I needed to know.
There's no requirement.
Okay. That's fine.
There is a comment from Hans. Did we discuss the need to assign co-hosts in case there are problems with Zoom? I think today we just touched it for a second, and that the contest chair must assign co-hosts, but we didn't go into the technical aspects of it. The video link which we shared today, that if you go through that has a little bit more detail, I guess.
Actually,
on the need.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Anand.
I think we definitely
the video
we
is
didn't
good.
cover it in detail today. Nothing about, we just mentioned a little bit about the role of the tech host, but that one of them is also to assign co-host.
Yeah, that video is really, really good. each of you, I really encourage each of you to watch it. And as soon as you appoint a tech host, make that person watch it. It's great.
Indeed, but to cover the point, co-hosts are required because one tech host operating by himself or herself will have too many things to handle anyway. Therefore, it's required to have a team, at least two, maybe even more than that, because somebody has to watch the waiting room. Somebody has to start the waiting room, watch it, and they don't have to worry about spotlighting. And there's a requirement to handle breakout rooms. Everything takes effort, and you have to make it everything correctly. Therefore, you cannot be diverted in your attention. That's the reason you need co-hosts. And of course, as a tech host, something happens to your connection, co-host will automatically become a host. So there's fault tolerance also in having multiple co-hosts. One thing that you need to keep in mind, a lot of these points are covered in the video, so I don't want to repeat everything, but it's good to remember that tech host is just one person, but we collectively call everybody a host and co-host, everybody as tech host, informally speaking. So technically you should call them tech co-host, tech host. Only tech host can do breakout rooms, assignment and all that. That's the reason they have to be focused on that. And co-host can help in other things, like muting somebody who is having an open mic and creating a noise. Just an example. There are many other functions of tech hosting can be done by co-host. That's the way you divide your responsibility and make sure that the event goes smoothly.
There is a comment, not a question, a comment by Kate. Timekeepers should receive training. Where that? Timekeepers should receive training briefing before the contest so they know how to use the timekeeper report, handle technological disconnects. That is one comment. There is another second comment.
It was in response to that earlier question about timekeeping and getting training.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to speak to that. Thank you, Kate. I think I assumed that, I forget who's, Marianne, maybe she's not there anymore. I assumed the question concerned about what to do, training. And then it turned out that maybe she was looking for the actual contest date where she was supposed to serve. That does not mean the need for training goes away, because there are some specific things that a timekeeper needs to do, as Kate points out, and it's good to attend the training anyway. So 22nd is a good time, good date for aiming for any timer or ballot counter or judges. Those are all important roles that play a role in the judging process.
There is another comment by Kate, and Kate, I assume you, when you say contest master, I think you mentioned you mean contest toastmaster, right? Suggest finding a contest toastmaster that can think and carry on interviewing and conversing off script if the contest stops for any reason. So, but I think this is all online. It might be for technology, protest, contest official resolving a problem, etc. You might also consider.
Interruptions can happen in any contest, even virtual contest. There may be some requirement that cannot be met. The contest chair is running around like crazy, trying to make sure things go back on track. So there may be some gaps that the contest Toastmaster will be able to smoothly fill in. I think that's Kate's point.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's say a judge doesn't turn in a ballot and it goes on for 10 minutes while they're trying to chase the ballot down. Meanwhile, the audience is getting nervous and starts talking. So the contest chair may say, well, this is taking too long. I'll just make it, let's just have a break for 10 minutes. And they can't do that. All silence must be maintained until all ballots are in. So there's an example of when it comes up. And if you get a Toastmaster or contest master that, you know, can interview people or has some things, the announcements they can make or put up some slides, if they just have a backup plan, it's always helpful. You know, if you get somebody who can only read the script and that's all they can do, then you're going to maybe run into a little bit of a problem. If only if you, rarely does it happen, but if you have a gap, as Venkat says, then you would need somebody who can make it look natural.
And if it doesn't work out, if the contest Toastmaster is flustered and everything grinds to a halt, it's not the end of the world. You can have silence and annoying silence for a long time. It's okay. It's not better, it's not good, but it's okay.
Yeah, I always think before the contest starts, usually a lot of people are running around that are part of the contest, the functionaries, and you hear all this chatter back and forth. Are you, turn your speaker off and this and that. And I wonder if maybe before the contest, at break, and when you have gaps, that we might not, a lot of people invite their families when they give their speeches and so on. It might be a good way to think of it as a captured audience. Maybe we can convince some of the guests that they would want to join Toastmasters, and this would be a great opportunity to use those, those.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You are always aiming to have a well-run contest with no blemishes. That's not just for the sake of running a good contest, as Kate says. Anything that you do well has its dividends that will pay you. But my only point was that if you are a contest chair and you are worried about not having any problem, don't worry. If you have a problem, that's okay. Everybody will understand. That's a last choice thing.
Venkat and Kate, whatever both of you whatever Kate has raised. So the contest Toastmaster should be highly seasoned, not get nervous, not throw in the towel. Not get worried because this is online. You're not sitting physically in a room.
Yeah, but you know what? Is the contest chair can pick the right Toastmaster, because I've seen some brand new people, never went to a contest, but they just happen to be one of those people, impromptu speaking, I don't know what it is, their personality, and they just rolled with it. I attended a number of contests last year, but a few of them had Toastmasters that were new. I couldn't believe how comfortable they were in those situations. It's a gift. It's something we all aspire to. So if the Toastmaster and the contest chair, if the contest chair knows their Toastmasters in their clubs or their areas, then they should be able to find somebody like that has that kind of speaking quality or experience.
Controlling a crowd,
Yeah, not controlling, but yeah.
You don't let things.
They're the host.
So you're not in the room. There is
Kate's point is really valid.
Yeah, I
agree. If you know the temperament of somebody who is able to roll with the punches, you want them as a Toastmaster, really. And there is another question that in the chat I want to raise there. It reads, is it okay for an area director to just do it all by themselves? Contest chair, Toastmaster, and the head judge. I would say that contest chair and contest Toastmaster is okay because Contest Toastmaster is technically an extension of Contest Chair. But I would not, I don't know if there's a rule, Hans may have to speak to that. I don't think it's a good idea to do Chief Judge.
There's no rule against it, but is not a good idea at all, because the chief judge will be busy conferring with the judges and ballot counters in the breakout room, and the Toastmaster still needs to be there interviewing the contestants.
Good to know there's no rule against it, but it's impractical.
It's impact. And if that person gets sick or gets caught in traffic, look at how many rolls are wiped out, right? The Sergeant at Arms would be scrambling to fill those rolls.
And Terry has a good comment there.
Right. And they're two different skill sets. The Toastmaster, like Kate said, has to be someone with great people skills, someone with the gift of gab, right? While the chief judge needs to be someone who's really tech savvy and who is really good at spreadsheets and Google forms and ballots, and, you know, in case there are any problems with Google. So it's two entirely different types of people.
Yep.
So when you're doing your dry runs, contest dry runs, you might give your Toastmaster permission where they can and can't, you know, have some go off script, but give them permission to do that. They may think all they can do is read what's on the paper.
Can I ask a question about the silence and the gaps? I was a contest chair, and the judge was just taking forever in the room. They just disappeared down a hole and they just would not come back out. And I'm suggesting that maybe we could have light entertainment to bridge that gap of silence, because after 15 minutes, it gets very uncomfortable. And the worst thing you can do is have a contest that has these low ebbs because somebody's taking forever in the room. So after the 2 minutes, is there any problem with having a little music, a slideshow, something to keep the energy up in the room? And what's your guidance about
I would say that I don't think any sound of any kind should be played in the judge's hearing. The whole idea of silence is to give them the silent thing. But in Zoom, if the contest chair and the contest Toastmaster feel the gap is too long, we actually have the technology to shunt the offending judge into a breakout room and have the main room do things. This will be thinking outside the box.
Well, that's what I'm suggesting. You put them in a breakout room so that way you can continue.
The downside is if it's visible that the person is going out, it will be clear that they are the judge.
Doesn't it depend, Venkat, though? If the ballots have not been collected and there's one judge that hasn't turned in their ballot, it goes on and on, silence has to be maintained because that judge is technically still in the room, still filling out their ballot.
No, that's my point.
Judge announces, hey, we've collected all the ballots, then they're off in a breakout room, and then you can do whatever, you know, interviews or continue.
Normally, I agree with you, Kate. Normally, if you allow all the judges to be in the main room, which is a preferred thing, because if every judge performs well, then there will be silence. Everybody understands something is being done, but the silence is not too long. So everybody is happy that they paid their respects to the judges. The judges performed, and the chief judge and the ballot counter go into the breakout room like designed. The thing we are talking about is one runaway judge. It's taking a long time not filling out that ballot. Everybody else has done it. And the chief judge knows this. Contest chair comes to know it, and what to do. Should we keep 15-minute long silence or create another breakout room and take the offending judge into that breakout room so that the main room is released from the requirement of silence? That's the question, I think.
Is it possible? I mean, I always get at least 2 more judges than required. I don't do the bare minimum. I always go a minimum of 2 over. And the reason for that, if the judge drops out for technology or for whatever reason, they thought they turned in their ballot and they didn't, for whatever reason, you have enough, if you have, say, 7 judges with a 5 minimum requirement, you actually have enough judges to go ahead and certify. Don't,
That's the decision that the chief judge needs to take.
Exactly. That's why I'm asking Hans if he would agree that if you cannot call, WhatsApp, or whatever, reach that judge to get that ballot, can you go ahead and certify the contest with, as long as you have the minimum number of judges?
Exactly. That's happened to me many times before. And I will keep the phone numbers of all the judges in case I have to text them to, to see where their vote is. If they still have not voted, we're giving them 5 minutes. If they still haven't voted, that's why it's important to try to get more than the minimum number of judges. If you're an area director, I would recommend 6 or 7 judges because one of them typically fails to show up and another one might fail to vote, maybe because of technology problems. So you need to have 5 because it's in fairness to the contestants, because they, if you don't have many judges, it's not a very think about being tried at court. If you were arrested and you had to face a court, you would not want a jury with only 3 or 4 members. So
I think the reason why a judge is not submitting the ballot, so technology reasons or something else happened, I think this is all correct. But if
and in that case, sometimes
the person is actually reachable, they answer the WhatsApp and say, I'm still working on it, as I'm still doing calculations, then the chief judge has a quandary, because they are communicating, they are just not submitting the ballot. What do you do?
Yeah, that happens a lot. And if there's a technical problem, like the ballot is not working, their Wi-Fi connection went down, then they can send their vote via text message to the chief judge. I've had that done before. It's not really recommended, but as the last resort, you can do that.
But I think the real answer to your question, Anne-Marie, is that the chief judge needs to make a call regarding whether the judge needs to be ignored or not. And if the judge is not to be ignored for whatever reason, then we have to do our best to do that, to give them the silence. How to give them the silence is a concern for contest chair and the text force. We can solve it any way we like. I think the rules don't force you to do one or the other.
Ananda here. Just now what you, Kate and Venkat and Hans are discussing about having extra judge. Kate says have these 2 extra judges, and you are having a contest with 5 judges, and there are 2 in the background, 2 extras, and one of them is not cooperating, maybe Zoom reason, technical reason, whatever the reason. So when you bring the 6th judge in, okay, Mr. So-and-so, can you please give your the sixth, number 6. Can you
Are you
please
are you talking about the
bring in your vote, set your vote, and you ignore the 5th one who for some reason he or she is not responding, and you approach the 6th judge. Okay, can you put your vote in?
Ananda,
Right.
it doesn't work like that. When you say 2 extra judges, you mean 5 is required. You recruit 7 people. All the 7 people are voting.
I see. Okay.
And if one of them doesn't perform, doesn't come in with a vote, chief judge will say, okay, at this time, I'm going to ignore anything that.
So
we have
everyone
said.
is voting. All the judges are voting.
Yeah, no one knows they are extra and all that.
Okay.
No one is
They,
actually,
okay. They also don't know.
No one is extra. It's just extra for fail-safe conditions.
Tie-breaking judge, though?
Tie-breaking judge is separate.
Okay.
And tie-breaking judge is something we are going to talk about all this next time. But the tie-breaking judge is just one person. And if whoever you recruited as a tie-breaking judge didn't show up, then that's another reason why having extra judges is good, because you can allocate one of them to be a tie-breaking judge on the spot. So you have to have a tie-breaking judge, and you don't have one because the one that you arranged for didn't show up. So that's how we have to play it safe. And if the tie-breaking judge doesn't respond, that's a good question.
The speed dial thing.
No. If the tie-breaking judge doesn't respond, if they go out of kind of thing, then, and if you have a tie, then you are really, what do you do? That's the question.
I don't really know. We'll cover that at the next class.
Okay.
That's why the judge selects the tiebreaker for a reason, reliable, knowledgeable, experienced, etc.
Yeah, and you might in fact want to recruit that person on the day of the contest. In other words, you already have, let's say you already have 6 or 7 judges, right? And then on the night of the event, just contact one of them and say, you're going to be the tiebreaker. And, make sure they have the correct ballot, because it's a different ballot. But that way you will eliminate the problem of someone not showing up.
No. Okay. I was really talking about you allocate a tie-breaking judge because they are there, but they don't submit the ballot for whatever reason. What happens then? That's the question, really.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'll have to research that and find out later.
That question will be answered on the 22nd.
Anybody has questions? Any comments, suggestions, questions, anything? Comments, suggestions, questions.
If we're about to close the session, may I make a suggestion that for those of us who are running an area contest, please put your email addresses in the chat. That way we start creating a database of people who can actually help each other. And if you're running something, if you know your date, put it in there. So basically put email address and yes, I need people. Or yes, I can help, or both. And the date.
Jeff, I'm going to be adding the division directors in the area WhatsApp group, and we can even ask over there. So that we all get together.
All right.
Yeah,
Because we have people here interested in running contests. Maybe we can get some people to help out.
Yep.
Just remember, if you need a couple of judges or an extra sergeant at arms or whatever, you can reach out to another area, and then when it's your turn, you can reach out to them.
Yep.
It's the buddy system. Works great, and they're already trained.
Is there a WhatsApp group?
Yes, there's a WhatsApp group for area directors. You're a new area director, Anne-Marie?
Very new this week.
Can you put your email in the chat and I'll send you a link and you can join that WhatsApp group.
Thank you.
Sure.
I just shared a link. I don't know if anybody joined after I did that previously. That link will give you the slide deck that we went through today. And the slide deck has links. If their links are of use to you, then this PDF will help you follow those links.
You know, whatever Kate suggested just now, that reach out to the other area directors. That's a very good point, very good suggestion, because I need a lot of help from Abhishek. We talked, I think, a couple of days ago, but I need help from him.
I think people are entering their information in the chat.
Wow. Anne-Marie became area director midterm.
Well, I'm all the way in the Caribbean. I'm in the beautiful island of St. Lucia.
Cool.
Right now?
All right.
now?
So I'm District 81 and District 101. I just happened to come across somebody who was very persuasive. In
I see.
D57, I found myself across the Atlantic, but you know what? I'm up for a challenge.
You know, there is that club Leaders Worldwide, where I think they have officers from all over the world. And their president is from some Caribbean place.
I'm not sure what time zone you guys are on.
Pacific. So it is currently 7:14 p.m. It's late for you then. Yes?
Oh boy. I am 23:14.
Oof.
Oh my goodness. 11:30.
23:14, which date?
Well, I was
11.
on the same day as you, I think.
11:14.
That's why if I don't turn up, I've got it wrong. I've worked the clock out wrong. Okay, that's my excuse in advance.
Which area do you have?
I've just been appointed E18. I haven't met any
Area 81.
yet.
F18.
So I'm excited.
No, Kate wants to know your area.
F18.
F18.
Okay, that's what I thought she said. Okay, great.
Did you set your area contest for that day or did somebody else set it for you?
It was given to me when I turned up this week. It was like, that's when it is.
I think they are planning to have all the 3 areas of Division F having the contest on the same day. It's not a dual contest.
Ooh.
It's a triad contest.
E18, isn't it?
E18.
Yeah.
That Anne-Marie is E18, not F18.
E18.
So you're talking, okay, so F19 is on the 24th.
E18 is the 21st.
E18, okay.
Oh, E. I thought it was there. Okay.
Yeah, because if you're E18, but your contest runs from 7 to 9 p.m., that's super late for you.
Absolutely. I'll have lots of coffee.
Because I don't think it might not be too late to move your contest if you need to. Like move it during
Well, at the end of the day, I've just been given it. I came.
Okay.
I don't think there's much scope. I just got right. This is what you're doing, E18, and it's the 21st. So I just have to get on with it.
All right, but I think you might have some flexibility still. So if you want to move it to like Saturday
Yeah.
during the day or Sunday during the day, if that's easier for you. You might want to do that.
Yeah. I'm still getting to know everybody.
Yes. Okay.
I will mention that. I think it was set in stone when I got here. But thanks again for the suggestion.
Yeah. Do you have Elliot and Lisa Fairchild's email? No? Okay, I'll get it to you. Because those are the people that can ask, because they're in charge of the calendar.
Right. Okay. There are lots of names I'm getting used to, but thanks. I'll add that to my my
Okay.
mental log.
I got you.
Anne-Marie, you will get a lot of help from Pravina's group.
From where?
Pravina's group, you know, she
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just meeting.
invited you to
Pravina.
send your email, right? There is
Yes.
a very seasoned members there, highly seasoned.
What I'm trying to do is do a dual contest because I've just come on board. It's
Yeah.
far easier if I can do it that way rather than start again and say, well, who are you? I want you as a judge, because I could get them all from the Caribbean. But it'd be nice to utilize people in the district rather than bring them in. So I think I'd like to do a duel. I don't know who I'm dueling with because I don't know anyone, but I suppose I still have to.
Anne-Marie, once you appoint a chief judge, you can appoint a chief judge from our district, and then they will be able to help recruit all the judges. So that's how you would do it. But we can talk offline. You are muted.
I said, yes, great. We'll talk offline. And that I knew today was going to be putting everything in place. So thank you.
Yeah, we got time, but not a lot of it. So definitely, yeah, because you even dropped into the frying pan without a handle, mixing metaphor some purpose. Then definitely we need to help you out.
Yeah.